Brainiac. Could you see yourself taking on that role in the next Superman?
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
We watched season 4 of Towie, was it?
We watched that 5 hours of Towie.
Yeah. So who needs Sigourney Weaver when you got Mark Wright?
Oh, look who it is. You remember me, huh? Raccoon, smart mouth, big guns, permanent emotional damage? No.
I am joined by a man who has been in Julius Caesar, Hamlet, King Lear. He starred opposite Keanu Reeves, Zoe Saldana, Eddie Redmayne. I'm starting to think you lost the bet. I don't know why you're here. You've been in Marvel, you've been in DC. I have seen Marvel and DC. So I'd say we're on a similar wavelength. He's a proper actor with proper films. Please welcome the legend that is Chukwudi Iwuji.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Did you like that one?
I like that one. Reminds me of the odd Sunday matinee show.
I gave it the big one. I was like, Jimmy's out of the job now. This is it. On my audience of one person.
There you go.
This is it. This is my very first guest. Well, firstly, thank you so much because you told me you was in London, and then you were like, "Oh, mate, I'm here for a week." I've immediately roped you into sitting down with me for an hour and not spending time with your friends and family.
Yeah, which is didn't even have to explain it. They got it. They said, "Is it Daniel? Go ahead." It's fair enough.
Because I've also been threatening them on DMs as well. But let him be out the house for an hour, okay? When you're here in London, is there like one hotspot, one thing that you have to see or do? Or is it just like, oh, just get me a Greggs sausage roll?
Oh, we had a sausage roll yesterday. We arrived on the flight yesterday, and our first thing to eat was a sausage roll in a local. I don't know. It's what do we always like to do? Good Sunday roast.
Oh, yeah.
You know, there's nowhere in the world. I mean, I know there are places that offer it in the States, in New York and stuff, but there's nothing like having a Sunday roast in a nice pub. Not exactly like this one necessarily, but in a nice pub, and you just spend all day, and that's the only meal you have to worry about, and it's great, you know.
I actually saw a little glimmer in your eyes. I've never seen emotion like that from you.
Until you're not able to do that regularly at your local, you don't know how much you're going to miss it. Having to make the decision between lamb, chicken, or beef.
That is the true Sophie's choice.
You know, I'm being taken away from that. That's hard.
I actually think Sophie's choice would have been more difficult if it was lamb or beef.
Lamb or beef.
Yeah, but the other one is just like, oh, that kid. Fine,
okay, I think that one.
But lamb or beef, yeah, that's the stress. That's
seriously,
the stress.
yeah.
I also want to say you are probably one of the nicest, kindest people I've ever interviewed. The first interview we've done, I have, being the egomaniac that I am, I have rewatched over and over and over again. And not just for the me parts. You are so charming, and like you know, you comment on my Instagram, say like you're killing the game and all that sort of stuff. I love it. The fact that you even got Will Poulter on my channel, it makes you an absolute hero of mine. So I'm thinking you may as well be my agent at this point. So you've worked with loads of names. Who are you getting on the channel next?
Who do you want?
Wow! It's easy. I mean, you won't
be careful, because anyone not on the wish list might be a bit pissed at you, so be careful. Do you want to tell me quietly afterwards?
Oh, yeah. Otherwise, I list every single person you've worked with in the hope of not pissing off like Keegan-Michael Key or someone.
Someone like that, exactly. Yeah.
And he's someone I don't want to piss off.
No, you know. But my God, what a fun guest that would be. You wouldn't get a word in.
And that's saying something, because I've overspoken you at least 10 times and we've been filming for 18 seconds. So if he beats me, that's saying something.
And you'd be just laughing in the corner. I had dinner with him and Tony Shalhoub when we were filming in Sydney, and that, I mean, just listen to that, with dinner with him and Tony Shalhoub, and we went to this Thai place called Pork Fat, and if you're ever in Sydney, you got to go there. The food there, shout out to Pork Fat. But we had the most hilarious dinner. I was just sitting there going, I'm not actually able to eat. These two are so funny. Tony also, I mean, he's a very funny guy. So that was a great experience, you know.
How many jokes were you throwing out that just didn't land?
I didn't make one joke. I didn't try. What's the point? Do you know what I mean? Stay in your lane. Your lane, you know.
You're the one that has to go, all right, I'll pay the bill. I'm fine. Yeah, I'll take that.
I'll take that. Yeah, they were that funny. Yeah.
But I don't want the people watching this to think, oh, Chuck, he's so lovely. He's so amazing, because there is a more sinister side to you. There's a part of you that I think even my therapist is tired of hearing, because my wife bumped into you, and she texted me saying like, "Oh, I bumped into Chuck. Like, what a lovely guy." And I was like, "Oh, amazing." She sent me a photo, and it's you flipping me the middle finger. I was like, "Has Chukwudi stolen my wife?"
We're like, we don't need you. We don't need you, Daniel. Thanks for the gift. You're the gift that keeps on giving. You know, like she's great. Alex is such a sweetheart. She's so classy and well done. That's the best gig you've ever booked. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, sure. I've interviewed Spielberg, but yeah, no, whatever. Thanks, Alex. The worst bit is I didn't even have to print this off. This is just by her bed. This is, I think, copy number 4.
That's so
They're
funny.
seasonal. She swaps them out every 3 months.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm glad that.
Yeah. Talented family, you know. Have you really interviewed Spielberg?
So I've interviewed him for one question on the carpet of the Fabelmans.
Wow.
That was
A moment.
that was
a
such
moment.
a moment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you go on.
I you know, honestly, he's one that I haven't met, but he's just such a legend. I mean, I rewatched Jaws the other day, and I just sat there going, this movie is perfect. It is perfect, you know?
It is perfect, but also it is. I watched that. We'll come on to this later. There's obviously a film that we talk about that you watched way too young.
Yeah.
That was it for me.
Really?
I had to watch it for a school project, and honest to God, I don't think I went in the bath for about 6-7 months.
Yeah,
afterwards.
I had a problem with taking baths after watching Jaws. Honest, certainly with even swimming pools. I had a problem with swimming pools.
Like, me and Alex, name drop her again. She's getting more shout outs than you are at this point. But we went to Mallorca and we were swimming in the sea. And I sort of swim now with like a perfect horizontal because I don't want anything. I'm like splashing out the water like sharks are not getting me now.
Core fully engaged, keeping you there, yeah.
Which again, with this body to do that is actually quite impressive from me. We are going to chat about your very first VHS now. So this is how it works. I've got some very legit, not Photoshop VHSs right here.
Yeah.
We're going to pull them out one by one and you're just going to explain them.
Okay.
Explain why they made the cut. So this one here is your ultimate guilty pleasure.
Yes.
Alien. Now, what's funny is that I said, like, what's your ultimate guilty pleasure? And I was expecting, like, Mean Girls or old reruns of Love Island. You picked a movie where an alien bursts out of John Hurt's
body, yeah.
What?
It's honestly, it drives my wife crazy when I don't know what to watch. If I'm in the mood for something sentimental, whatever, I'll watch episodes of Columbo, right? But if I'm looking for Peter Falk, legend. But if I'm in the mood for a movie and I literally just don't want to think about what to do, I will watch Alien. And I don't know what it is. I saw it as a kid on VHS in Lagos, Nigeria. My elder brother, Daniel, who passed away, it was like his favorite film. And it terrified me when I first saw it. The suspense is unreal. But as an adult, as I've grown up, I grew up thinking my favorite was Aliens, which is a brilliant movie, but not a sequel. It's its own movie. You know what I mean? But as I've gotten older, I've just realized more and more how brilliant Alien is, you know, in crossing all the genres. Sigourney Weaver's performance in it, you know, it's great to read those little tidbits that it was originally written for a guy and then it was whatever. I mean, and yet it's like the most inspired, brilliant. I can't imagine it without her. And it's just suspense, everything I love. I love slasher movies. I love old horror movies from the 70s. Everything about that aspect of it. Sci-fi. I love anything sci-fi, whether it's books or films or what. It's sci-fi, a horror film. I don't think I can remember a horror sci-fi before Alien combination.
No.
If that makes sense.
No.
And I just think it's just pitched perfect, a perfect length. Structurally just brilliant, and every performance, Yaphet Kotto constantly undermining her, just everything is, again, I'm using that word a lot. I just used it with Jaws. If Jaws is the perfect movie for that genre,
Yes.
this is the perfect movie for me for this one, you know?
I tell you what, me and Jack could have done with you yesterday because we were like, what should we watch? Like he said around my last night, we watched season 4 of Towie, was it?
We watched that 5 hours of Towie.
Yeah. So who needs Sigourney Weaver when you got Mark Wright? You're
right there in front of you. Yeah.
I call myself the movie dweeb, but I go ITV, season 4 of Towie. I'm actually hearing you talk. I'm surprised you've turned out as lovely as you are because your films out are messed up. How many times do you reckon, as your guilty pleasure,
Honestly,
you watch this?
I don't think it's less than 100 times.
That is insane.
Honestly, I don't think, when I think of how many times I'll maybe not watch it in entirety, just put on a bit while I'm killing time, at least 100 times over the years. Yeah.
You can keep this now if you want. Although I say that because I bought these off of eBay. What's in here? Arsenal, the double bypass.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's not Alien in there.
Oh my God.
This is all smoke and mirrors.
All smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. That's perfect.
Well, you actually mentioned Sigourney there, who is probably like her career-defining role. Like she made like action heroes for women.
Yeah.
But what I actually find fascinating is that it was between her and Meryl Streep for the final two.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I didn't know that. I thought I knew the trivia. That is exciting. But isn't it great that they went, I mean, Sigourney coming out of Yale, Meryl Streep, was she Juilliard or I can't remember. But we're talking about going after two classically trained top. It wasn't just like your usual, you're going, Ridley Scott knew he needed a proper performance. And I think that's what makes the movie. I did not know that. That would have been great too. I mean, what a different career Meryl Streep would have had.
Yeah.
If she'd done that, and stuff. Yeah.
When I read it, I mean, for me, Meryl could do no
anything.
wrong.
Yeah.
Like she could literally.
She could have done it. She could have done it.
Oh,
God.
God.
It would have been a different performance, but probably just as fascinating and stuff like that. Yeah.
She could be playing literally this table right now
and be
going,
absolutely staring at the table the whole interview. Yeah.
You're the best. You're the best. Keep up the good work.
Wow, that's great.
I want to talk about your new film, Play Dirty, which I think, let's face it, we're hoping in like 30 years, much like Alien, is people's not even
guilty
their pleasure, just their pleasure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's it's like, wow, I couldn't believe it when I got it because Shane Black is such a hero of mine, from the Lethal Weapon movies to him as an actor in Predator. Another guilty pleasure, if I were to list that. I mean, my wife goes, she sits there and goes, is it going to be Predator? Prey, which is my favorite Predator movie since the first Predator.
Yeah.
Right? Or is it going to be Alien? Because I binge watch Predator a lot. So the idea of working with Shane Black, I just couldn't believe it. I also think that Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is a modern classic.
Agreed.
One of the most, it's a modern classic. So I was thrilled about that. And then the cast was just like, wow, this is really crazy.
Also, one of my favorite films of recent times, The Nice Guys.
Oh, brilliant.
That scene where Ryan he's got his arm in the castle and he's trying to shut the door. And I was just like, this is just the most beautiful shot and nothing's happening.
Nothing is happening. And that's what he just understands humor so well, whether you're speaking it or just showing it in your eyes. And the scene they have in Nice Guys in the elevator when they step out into the hallway and some guy gets killed and they just step right back and it's silent and they're just playing what's just happened in their heads, in their eyes, and some guy drops down the back.
Yes,
Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's just so many moments in that, Yeah.
Shane, what he's so good at doing is bringing like sort of these crime capers, but with sharp wit as well. What's it like getting one of those scripts and bringing that to life?
You're laughing a lot. You're laughing a lot when you're reading it. But you know what? His script, it's funny because I think it's in the execution a lot of the humor is. Because when you're reading it, it reads like a Raymond Chandler or something. Do you know what I mean? It reads like a caper.
Yeah.
More than the comedy. And I think it's weird, like when you actually saw it, I've actually seen a screening of Play Dirty, and it's friggin' hilarious. But it reads more as this action caper. It reads more like Lethal Weapon, dead. And then you start watching it, then you realize he cast the people that can turn on a dime and make something hilarious. You know what I mean? I think of Robert Downey Jr. in Kiss Kiss, or Val Kilmer, God rest his soul, but in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, like on paper he's this detective, and all that stuff, but it's just the way he would say, "Don't put your foot on the dashboard." You know what I mean? It's like it's in the delivery that you start going, God, this is hilarious. And Shane also, what's crazy about him, as most geniuses are, they're not fixated on themselves. A lot of the time he'll say, yeah, just say that if you want to, and give it as if he's loose on it, but he's not. He's very specific in what he's written.
Yeah.
He makes you relax to make it go, don't get dogged down by it. But if you know what's good for you, you will say what is written as is written, because his timing is just impeccable, Yeah.
Can't wait for you to get him on this show as well.
I'll work on it.
Yeah.
Is that one of Should I?
Oh, that's one
I'll
of.
make a note.
One of. I'll send you a message.
I'll make a note.
after
Yeah.
this. Well, it'll be 3. So
He
the
would
character
really
doesn't-
like you, actually. He's very funny. He's got such a dry sense of humor, and I think the two of you would be very yin and yang. It would work really
Am
well.
I going to be in the nice guys? I think so. Although he saw me trying to do the writing bit and we got no audition failed. No.
Don't do that.
Can I ask, your character in this,
Mhm.
is he as much of a dick as I imagine him to be?
Yeah, he's a complete dick. He is a complete dick. You know, I maximize the screen time I have to channel the dick, right down to the costume fitting. Even when we're trying to decide costumes, it's like, that's how we should look. You're right. Let's use that, because that's the sort of person I would see and go, what an absolute dick. But at the same time, I'd want that jacket. I want those sunglasses. But he's a dick because he has it and I don't. Do you know what I mean? That's exactly it. Yeah, no, he's a wanker.
Do you ever feel a bit put off the fact, like after the High Evolutionary, that Hollywood's now just going, wow, we need someone to play a really good dick. Chuck, what are you up to, man? What are you up to?
Yeah.
Does that hurt?
Yeah. It doesn't hurt. It's kind of fun. I'm one of my favorite actors on the planet to this day is Gary Oldman. One of the best. I mean, just
What a hot turn.
untouchable. His Bram Stoker, his Dracula is the greatest Dracula of all time. He went through a period where he did a lot of villains until he said, okay, I'm done with it. I think there's something in an actor's development, if you're lucky enough, I personally feel this, of playing villains as opposed to empathetic people and stuff like that. Because villains have this, like, a certain freedom when they're being written. Even someone as specific as a James Gunn, who curates storyboards, everything, you know what I mean, knows the character better than he still told me, go ground this guy, go figure it out, because there's something about villains that they don't fit into the norm of a hero or whatever, that you know the parameters. A villain can shift the parameters depending on what they want to do, and I think as an actor, as an acting exercise, playing some of those really helps. And I just find myself in a position where if I'm not playing an outright villain, I'm playing a bit of a dick right now, and that's sort of what's kind of like fun, you know. Not that that's all I want to do, but it just seems like, God, a lot of things that come through, I'm like, is that another wanker? Okay, you know, it's like
Tom Cruise gets typecast as a person that runs, you get typecast as
a dick.
arsehole.
Yeah. I was like, should I?
Am I the problem? Yeah. Well, let's chat about your second VHS now. I'm going to fling this here, as a good talk show host do. Just throw their props around.
Very organized.
So we've done your guilty pleasure. Now we're going to rewind a bit further back. So we mentioned this earlier about the film that you shouldn't have watched at your age.
Yeah.
That did.
Yeah.
In comes Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to be honest here. Like, I say I'm the movie dweeb. I've never seen it because I'm such a wuss. I know.
Well,
Recently,
okay, for that reason, I will completely accept that for that reason.
I am a huge wuss when it comes to horror films.
Yeah. Oh my God. I saw it when I was 10. We just moved to Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. And I don't know how we had this sort of, we're all expats living there, and the television was awful. It was like some communist run bad TV. So we lived off VHSs, lending them to different people and borrowing, you know, sort of a network of it. And one day Poltergeist ended up in our home, and we had no idea. It's not like we knew we were watching a horror film. It was just a movie that appeared. And my sister and I, who was 8, we both sat there, and my parents had gone out to dinner, and, you know, we sort of put it on. And this movie, that night, I was having such bad nightmares. My parents got me and put me in their room to just sleep with them. And I remember there was a moment where I heard drumming. And it just terrified me because everything was scary. I was like, what the hell is this drumming? And I induced the fever on myself. I was so scared. I got a fever. And the drumming I heard was my heart going so hard. It sounded like an outside noise that was drumming. And I gave myself a fever that night. That movie scared me that much. There's so many. But have you seen it since we spoke? Are you going to see it?
I really want to, but I think you overestimate how brave I am.
Okay, maybe see it with Alex. Let her hold it. Another name drop of Alex. That's like the 4th.
Do you want to come in, Alex? You see this one.
But honestly, there's so many scenes in it that there was a clown underneath her bed that moved itself from the chair to under the bed, then grabs her. There's a scene where this guy who's one of the ghost investigators comes to investigate the ghost, and he's in the bathroom and he just peels his face off. It's just like terrifying. Even thinking about to this day, I won't watch it.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen it since I saw it at 10.
Oh, so you're giving it the big one, like, Dan, you should watch it.
But I've seen it. At least I know it.
Yeah, but now I can pass it off. I'm going, oh, that bit with the clown and the face and all that.
I'd be
me.
intrigued to see it. Maybe because it was done so long ago that it's dated a bit, it will be less scary. I don't know. But maybe I should just check it out, see if it's worth. I'll make sure my wife is around when I see it, so I'm not alone in the house.
If you could, like this October, every October, Alex is like, please just watch one scary film with me. We'll do a little wife swap.
Yeah.
You watch some scary films with her because we go through, honest to God, domestics. I'm like, please
don't make me.
Don't make me.
Don't make
this.
me. Yeah. This would be a good one. Yeah.
As soon as the scary film starts, I'm like, so shall I make you a cup of tea? You want a cup of tea? Yeah. I'll get it.
You know what? I'll go out and get the popcorn.
Shame it's a 45-minute drive to the popcorn. How are you, like, when you watch a scary film? Are you the sort of guy that, you know, you can play it cool? Or, like, do you turn the lights off and then have to leg it upstairs because you know the monster's now?
I only watch scary films if I know my wife's going to be there overnight. Like, if there's a chance that she's going out. I don't watch scary. There has to be someone else in the room. Yeah. Preferably someone that you can run faster than. And no, I don't. I really depends on the scary. There's certain scary I will watch. I don't mind slasher movies. I don't mind. I don't know. I love zombie movies.
Yeah,
huge fan of zombie movies. In fact, I really want to do at least one zombie movie before I die. But when it comes to possession, anything to do with the devil, possession, because there's a side of me like there's a whole side of the Vatican dedicated to this shit. It can't all be bullshit. I mean, ghosts and possession. So that's why I haven't seen what's that series? The one where they video the recording.
Oh, Paranormal.
I haven't seen any of the Paranormal. Refuse.
Because that could happen.
That could happen. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's my view. Anything that actually there's some kind of evidence about it, or it could happen, we don't know. Don't go near it. Everything else, violence, slashing, daggers. Freddy, I mean, I love all the Friday the 13th. I've watched them over and over again. Halloween, I've watched them over. All that doesn't scare me. That does
because they can't happen. Serial killers can't happen. So that's why
that's a messed up logic, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, let's rewind to when you were a youngster watching this. Yeah. What was like young Chuck like? Like, what were you dreaming of being an actor, or was there a different route that you did want to take?
I think without knowing it, I was dreaming of being an actor without actually thinking I wanted to be an actor, because all my childhood games were reenacting scenes I'd seen on film or TV. So I was already prepping for it. And I would like watch a movie once and know most of the lines from it. So I guess in a subconscious level, I was preparing to be an actor. Young Chuck was a bit of a loner. I was the second to last kid. I had two older brothers, an older sister. She wanted to hang out with the older brothers. A younger sister who was the apple of everyone's eye. So I was sort of like caught in them. I was sort of my own, reenacting films in my head, a bit grumpy. I was very grumpy, very small and angry. But not destructive, just small and angry.
You sound like cameraman Jack now.
It was very small and angry, and but really, really in my own head, I was perfectly happy being alone. Yeah. But at the same time, I love parties. I had my best friends I love, but I just didn't need to be around people all the time. So my siblings always joke. We just always thought you were weird.
And I'm not saying you're not weird, but it's still an element.
Yeah. There was something off about you, yeah.
Well, that brings us on to our next VHS. So this is the one that made you want to become an actor. So here we have Becket right here.
Yeah.
Now, this features the incredible Richard Burton, Peter O'Toole. They go head to head in this. When you first watched this as a kid, do you remember like what it was about their performances that made you go, that's what I want to do?
Again, I watched this I was again around that same period of Poltergeist. For some reason, I was 10 watching this film, which is not a film 10-year-olds would normally enjoy, about the Archbishop of Canterbury being murdered in the church, and this feud with the king. But I was so drawn by. I couldn't take my eyes off Richard Burton or Peter O'Toole. I couldn't. That sounds derivative, in film. But there was something about watching them go through these scenes that, as a 10-year-old, broke through plot and all those things that attach a kid to a film or whatever. That I was like, actually, it was the first time I believe I was watching performance and not knowing it that consciously, but that's what I was watching. So that it drove my younger sister mad because she was completely bored by the movie. But fast forward 10 years, I'm at Yale undergrad, trying to decide whether to go for it and audition for a play and everything. And I'm walking across campus one day and I see a poster, Becket, and they're looking to cast it. And I go home and I say to my girlfriend, I was like, they're casting Becket, I'm interested. And she goes, I know the director, they're looking for their leads. Go audition. And I went and auditioned for it for the Peter O'Toole role because he's more flamboyant, the bad guy.
Yeah.
And he cast me as Becket. And I went and did Becket. We did the shows in college. The head of undergraduate drama, James DePaul, saw it and offered me a scholarship to drama school at the Conservatory in Milwaukee off that performance. And that's where my professional acting journey started, because of a film I saw at 10 in Ethiopia, because I knew the roles. I knew how I wanted to play them because I'd seen Richard Burton do it and Peter O'Toole do it. And to this day, they're both two of my favorite actors of all time, And funny story about Richard Burton. I started off in theater in England at the Royal Shakespeare Company. That's where I did my first gig here. And there's a pub there called the Dirty Duck, which is the famous duck where they've all gone and been sloshed and whatever. And they have all the pictures of the people that have gone there. And, they have Richard Burton and whatever. And I remember the first time I went there thinking, wow, there's Richard Burton. Now, if you go to the Dirty Duck, next to Richard Burton's picture is my picture.
No way.
I know. And that's just such a special thing for me. Yeah.
We should have put your picture up in here now, shouldn't we? Oh, this is awkward.
Yeah.
I also love that this is the film at 10 that sort of set you off on a trajectory. Yeah. If I had watched that instead of watching like Kangaroo Jack when I was 10, the roles might have been reversed.
I'd be interviewing you now.
Yeah. Really, so thanks a lot, Mum, for not showing me Becket instead of that. And as you mentioned, you've now followed in a similar footsteps. You've done Othello, you've done Antony and Cleopatra, Henry VI. Like, you've done some incredible projects.
Yeah.
Is there one Shakespearean role that's been the most challenging for you? And if so, why is that?
The most challenging was Othello. The greatest was Hamlet. Hamlet's the greatest role I've ever played. And I'm assuming, even with all the luck in the world and all the blessings in the world, it will be the greatest role I've ever, because it is simply written brilliantly. But the most challenging by far was Othello. It's the hardest. It's such an isolated role. Hamlet's actually not a difficult role. Although it's the most famous, it's not a difficult role. I think if you're a decent actor, you have to try very hard to fuck up Hamlet. You know what I mean? You really have to try.
Make it sound like you put some effort in.
No, I'm not saying it's not. It demands work. It demands your craft being tuned in to make it work. But it's an available role. All his soliloquies, he's asking help from the audience. He asked them to be or not to be. He asked them, what arrogant peasant slave am I? Is it not monstrous? It's a question. Help me out to figure this out. Othello can't do that. Othello's in his head. That's why jealousy succeeds. If he had actually shared it and discussed it, even with an audience as opposed to someone there, he might work through it more. He's all in here, the logical nature of jealousy, and it's hard because at the end of the day, he does murder Desdemona. So even whatever you want to say about it, he does kill her, and getting yourself to that position is very hard, But I had a great time playing. I did it in Shakespeare in the Park in New York. The great Ruben Santiago Hudson directed us. Corey Stoll was the brilliant Iago. I had a great time. Great cast. Heather Lind. I mean, I was very lucky to play that under the stars in that famous venue, to look out to that audience every night. There was a time we were doing it when I was about to come in and murder her, doing the It is the cause, my soul, let me not name it to you, chase stars. And a storm was coming in and my cape was blowing and she's there in the middle of the stage on this bed. It's magical, but so hard. Yeah.
I don't even. I just want to hear you keep doing Shakespeare. I'm just like, shall we just? Yeah, let's just watch this for the rest of the time. I was like, oh, goosebumps. You're great. I could have done with you during my English lit GCSE as well. I was like,
do you remember what you studied in which ones?
We did. I think we did Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Again, I was just like, Romeo and Juliet. They're cool guys. Send. I could have really done with your help.
Oh, wow.
Little fun fact for you as well. Your pal John Cena shares the same birthday as William Shakespeare.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? April 23rd?
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
One
Wow.
gave us, like Romeo, Juliet, Hamlet, whatever. The other one gave us You Can't
Peacemaker.
See Me. So I know which one I said. I could have done a brilliant GCSE report on Peacemaker.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Been in your element with that one.
Well, I can't have an incredible Shakespearean actor with your gravitas, with your range, with the performance that you do, without giving you a piece of writing that deserves that treatment. So if I give you here the immortal words of the Jet 2 meme, would you please be able to give that to me in your best Shakespearean power?
Okay. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now, you can save up to £50 per person. That's 200 off for a family of 4.
That's
That's
that was
Got goosebumps.
that was.
Where did that come from?
Have you seen the Jet 2 meme?
No, I haven't.
It's absolutely so. I'm assuming you're not a big TikToker.
No.
So on TikTok, there's this meme where people go on holiday and something bad happens. So like they're diving in the pool and they miss the pool and stuff like that, and it's to the Jet 2 advert, and that's the meme. That.
Oh, wow.
So I tell you what, if we don't get free flights for life, I tell you what, I will be fuming.
I'd be open for it.
You've just smashed Jet 2. I think that's the role you've been looking for a lifetime.
I've been waiting for that.
I'm glad
I should get my commercial agents onto that. Do you know what I mean? Spokesperson for Jet 2.
And I get 20%.
15.
Ah, so close.
Okay. Yes, sir.
But I'm also going to get you another role. This is a movie that you said that you wish you could have starred in. And I think fair play to you, because you didn't pick one movie. You picked all of Denis Villeneuve's filmography.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about, I'd have said Shrek 2. So, again, this is why you're the actor and I'm just here.
I mean, Shrek 2 was good. It was really good. Really good.
So my choice wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Denis, I mean, what a director.
Yeah.
It's like you watch the actors in his thing and they're all giving the best performances of their careers in his work. But I think the movie that really, I mean, I love Dune. I love the original Dune.
Yes.
David Lynch, I think is brilliant. I read the books. I love that. I thought his remake was stunning. I was desperate to try and get into the sequels. You know what I mean? Just like, whatever you have to do to get me in. Didn't quite work out. But then also Sicario. I saw Sicario and I was just like, I think that's when I really fell in love with Benicio del Toro. Do you know what I mean? His work in Sicario is like stunning. But he's just such a great director. The detail he gives to the moments and the performances he gets out of his actors, and they're always so stunning and beautiful. And his movies have, it doesn't matter if there's a battle scene happening or whatever, they have just a wonderful stillness about them. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like a canvas. The best art is when you feel like you can paint onto that canvas because it's doing things to you. And that's what watching his movies is like. Whatever you're seeing, you feel like you could bring something else to it if given the opportunity. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It opens you up so much. But just, Blade Runner, I mean, everything he does is just rich. It's just so textured. And you just go, I know working with him, I would finish this experience as a better actor. There's no question in my, as a better artist. If I work with him, that's the sort of director he is,
What I love about him is like get you a director that can do both. Like he can do Dune, he can do Blade Runner, these huge epic sci-fis. Yeah. And then you watch like Prisoners, which is this incredible character study about this dad who just loses it.
You're like the second or third person in the last 3 weeks that's literally, I've had people say Prisoners is their favorite movie. I mean, literally in the last couple of weeks.
It's so up there. It's such a harrowing movie. It's a bit like Alien for you. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's a horrible like experience to have been in that, but
Yeah.
I could just watch it every day.
Yeah.
It's Hugh Jackman in that.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal, and I just think it's such an amazing film of, you know, quite a simplistic story.
Yeah.
But the emotion that Denis manages to get, and as I said, like it's not set in Iraq. It's
No.
It's just a small town,
Yeah.
mostly in one building.
And that's what I love about Sicario also. It's like, it's a very really just hard film, but there's so much emotion in it and stuff. I think of Arrival also, what he did in Arrival. I mean, I was crying at the end of Arrival. I was just so happy they solved it.
Yeah.
Because he forces you to invest in a beautiful way. It's so hard to explain. But you just look at it and go, I will do every movie he's done so far I haven't been part of, I regret. Every movie he's going to do that I might not be a part of, I regret. And he's literally the only director I can think in those terms of. You know?
Can you please explain Arrival to my dad, by the way? Because I bought that and we watched it together. He's gone, right, so big blobs are doing what? That's chalking now, is it? What? And
You're like, I'm so sorry, Dad.
yeah.
Forget I did this.
Right, we'll watch Taken 2 again.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. Yeah.
I love that.
But Denis is now taking on Bond,
Yes.
which I'm so excited for. And you're saying, like, you want to be a part of a Denis film.
Yeah.
I think you are so perfect for a Bond film.
Oh my God, I would love that. When it was announced he was doing Bond, I posted it, and of course I realized, oh God, what have I done? Because people assumed I was saying I was in it. I am not in Bond. I'm like at all. This was
Shut up! Give me the headline. I want people to watch this.
This was just my sheer excitement that he was going to be taking on my favorite franchise on the planet. I'm a Bond geek, and that it was gonna be. After Barbara and, moved on, you're like, who do you trust? Who's the director they're going to trust to take this on? Especially, now it's under Amazon as opposed to before. And the fact that they chose Denis, I just went, someone knows what they're doing, because this is going to be stunning. And I would love to, believe me, the first phone call I made to my team after that was like, okay, anything going? Janitor?
You would make
guy in the car. Guy in the car.
I'm with
whatever.
We're rolling out Bond Girl.
Bond
Girl? Yeah.
Yeah.
The Halle Berry shot of you coming out of the water.
Out of the water, yes. Yeah.
I'd watch it.
With my Vory underwear.
I worry it might just be me that watches that. Everyone go, oh God.
Shut up, son. Right, Yeah, but no, it's just exciting that he's doing that, Yeah.
Well, I have good feelings about this, because you're the sort of guy that can go, like most actors go, oh, it's my dream to be in a Marvel, it's my dream to be in a DC. You go, you know what, I'll take both. I don't care. I'll do both. We mentioned this, obviously Marvel, we lost a sort of icon recently, Robert Redford, who was in the incredible Captain America.
Yeah. He's a soldier. Yeah.
I know you said that he's been your favorite Marvel villain of all time.
Yeah.
What was it, about his performance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but just him as an actor in general, that makes you like so in awe of what he can do or could do?
Two actors I've met in my life, I'm so glad I met before they died, was Paul Newman and Robert Redford, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, And Robert Redford, I met him in Sundance once, and he came up to me, and I think one of the first things he says, like, do you know what it means for us that someone that's a Nigerian, British, whatever, is here in Sundance with such elegance and grace? Do you know what I mean? He was saying it. I just think he is, I think that might be the end of it. Now Paul Newman's gone, and now he's gone as of this, like, Hollywood star. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you don't know more about them than they let you know. That every time they come on the screen, you can't believe they're in this movie. Pitch perfect performances. 3 Days of the Condor is the greatest, is one of my favorite spy thrillers of all time. Understated performance, so honest. He was just a great actor that it's actors like him that make people believe anyone can be an actor. You know, you get sports personalities or whatever saying, yeah, maybe now I'm going to go act. And because people like him made it look like it's so easy. Yet I read a wonderful article in the Hollywood Reporter about him talking about these famous scenes of him on the phone and how you don't hear what's going on there, but you see what's going on with his eyes. And that was the actor he was. Everything happened in his eyes. It was all so real. And there's an advice, we talked about Hamlet earlier, that he gives the players: suit the action to the word to the action. You know what I mean? And that was him. He did exactly what was necessary for what was going on. And just so watchable and beautiful, you know. And The Sting is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I was watching him run in this thing, perfect, because he was an athlete, you know what I mean? Great backlift, just so natural. There was nothing practiced about his run. There was nothing forced. This is how I run, and it was elegant. And I think he was just this, I love the balance of intellect, ruggedness, empathy, you know. We've lost, he's just a great, and having only met him once, because of what his films do for me in this book, and how my next stage of acting, I think for me, has been every few years I reassess what I've done, what I want to do, and what I want to get to. And I think his minimalism and honesty is what my next stage of what I want to get to as an actor is how can you tell the truth as simply and honestly as possible? And he embodied it. God rest his soul.
So way before I did the Movie Dweeb, I wanted to be an actor when I was younger. Like, as I said, I would only watch exclusively like The Lion King.
Yeah.
And my mum was like, if you want to be one of the greats, if you want to win Oscars like the greats, you have to watch them.
Yeah.
And I remember her giving me a list of people that I should watch. And again, I was so young, I didn't really know half these people. Like, De Niro? I ain't watching that. And I remember watching Butch Cassidy for the first time and just thinking, that I want to do movies.
Yeah. I want to be that.
Yeah, in any way, shape, or form, I want to just be a part of what he is creating in this film. As you said, it's like one of the last, like, true Hollywood icons.
Yeah.
Which is, and seeing all of the tributes flooding, it just shows you, like, wow, like, as you said, people that haven't even met him are, like, in awe of him, as a person.
There are couples still around that embody Warren Beatty, and, you know, but when he went, I just went, oh my God, he's gone. You know, it's punching in the gut, you know? Yeah.
I also want to say, like, you said you want to sort of reflect what he does. You mentioned when he's on the phone and you could see the emotion in his eyes. You in Peacemaker, when Goff takes over Mern, and you can see the moment that Goff's realizing what he's done.
Yeah,
that was a performance where I could
you.
see in your face that you're a different person. You're not Chuck. You're not Clemson. You are like, that is a performance for me. I just want you to
that means a great deal. It really means a great deal to me. You know, you share with James, loves that, and you know, for him, he always talks about that. It means a great deal to me because that was a very pivotal moment in acting for me on the screen, being given that gift, that role, working with James. But that scene, I remember reading the scripts and going, I can't wait to play that scene because that will tell me if I know this character or not, you know? Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't ready for the performances in that show, by the way. Like, when I saw like Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad, I'm like, that's John Cena in pants. Like, I watched this, I'm like, Jesus Christ, you're going to make me cry. You're going to make me feel. Like, the performances in that are unbelievable.
And that's down to James, not only just the script, but how he makes the environment right for. He gives actors a real belief that, honestly, I wrote this for you, which he often does. Go show them what you can do. You know, he gives that sense of it, and he's so supportive in that way. Yeah.
I heard that he gave you the role of the High Evolutionary while you was doing Peacemaker.
Yeah.
At what point did you realize that was real? Because I'd still be going, surely you're taking the piss, James.
Yeah, it took me a while to actually, because it was on the day we were rehearsing the opening dance number, and he said, "Can we go? Do you have a second? I want to talk to you." And I joked with him. I said, "Is this when you realized that you got my name mixed up with Chiwetel Ejiofor, and that's who you actually wanted to hire for this?" And he laughed and said, "No, that's not." He says, "I don't know what your schedule is like, but I want you to play the High Evolutionary in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. And I stared at him because I couldn't put two and two together. You want me to be the villain in your third and final marble. I remember emailing my manager. She said she literally fell off her chair in the office and then got back to me on a response, I was and they said, okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to get together, we're going to put some on film and send it off to Kevin and all that stuff. So for me, there was a sense of this. I told people, okay, but I still didn't believe it. I was waiting for the thing that wouldn't let it happen. Whether something happened before or I'd do the film and it wouldn't work out, But it took me weeks to really now, this is what's messed up. James claims, we're still talking about this, that when he told me that, it was like, oh, you've got the role. We'll just put something on tape to show them why you've got the role. Whereas the jobbing actor in me that couldn't believe was like, I want you. You're most likely gonna get it, but we still have to convince them. So it was a nervous 4 or 5 weeks waiting till we did the screen test for one, which is always great for me because I was like, I could still lose this role. Whereas James was like, oh no, he knows he's got it. And we didn't find this out till we were doing an interview about it. And I was explaining to the interviewer the process, and James looks at me and goes, what the hell are you talking about? I offered it to you on the day we did the script. I was like, wait, I could have saved myself 6 weeks of worry. Yeah, it's great.
Fans keep saying that they want you back in the DC. Ever since James dropped that Mern's face isn't canon.
Yeah.
People are fan casting you left, right, and center. And, I saw you comment on one of my videos.
Yeah.
I want you back in the DC. Brainiac. Now, the last time we spoke, I was like, are you going to play the High Evolution? He was like, I don't know. You knew. So, Brainiac.
Forget. Yeah, you dropped that on me.
You
dropped that on me and I lied.
You are, you could be lying throughout this whole thing. You've never seen Becket. What's this Becket you speak of? Now, James has also said that Superman and Lex are going to be teaming up against a much bigger foe, which again screams Brainiac. Could you see yourself taking on that role in the next Superman?
No.
Oh,
as in, no. Could I see? I answered that wrong. Could I see myself doing it? If James picked up the phone and called me, absolutely. Is it a cool role? I've recently, you're like the 12th person that's mentioned it. So I obviously went online and looked at it and went, oh, wow, this guy is cool. So could I see myself? If I had the opportunity, I'd jump at it. The no I said is just to let everyone know. James this isn't me lying to you about, which I'm so sorry I lied to you, but I had to. I was under contract. They'd have arrested me, deported me. I'd have been in lockdown. But this is not lying to you at all. There's absolutely no links whatsoever to Brainiac. And I'm not lying.
Okay, if you are, I will find you. And
you know what? If something as cool as that happened, you can name your price, how many dinners you want, you and Alex, and I'll take you out for a nice dinner on me. If you find out that I'm lying, only if you find out that I'm lying, I'll take you out to the nicest dinner.
I saw you did the T's and C's in your head there, like,
yeah. If you find out,
I've got to spend the whole bloody week with him. Fuck. I also saw you in an interview a while back saying that the Joker, you'd love to do the Joker.
Oh my God.
What would your take on the Joker be? Like, would you be, maniacal? Or could you see yourself going in a completely different route? How would you take it on?
There has to be something maniacal about the Joker, right? But maniacal has such a huge range. The parts of Heath Ledger's Joker that moved me most was when you realize that he keeps making up a story about his father each time. And you go, and when I ask myself, well, why would you do that? So is again that loneliness and that he's covering it up with this flamboyant thing, but he keeps making up a story about his father, you know. And then I remember seeing the Joker with Joaquin, and in the preview, not even the actual movie, the preview where he's dancing on the steps with the music and the water splashing, and I wept because I went, oh, there's an actor. It's clear that's an actor that has a relationship with the director who's letting him fly. And I could tell from that little moment. So to put those things two together is like, I would look to, borrowing a word from James Gunn, really ground him. And I think it comes from a guy that feels the need to make up a story about his father. and that there's a guy that wishes he could be dancing on the steps with water and not give a shit. But he has this mantle of being the Joker to play. So there'll be a deep sadness in it. I just feel there's so much richness about sadness with the Joker.
Yeah.
And when you're so laser focused on your inner turmoil, the things you could do to other people without even it counting is very scary. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Let's cast you in everything. Anything. I don't care. I want you in it.
Oh, thank you.
James, get off your ass. Cast him in something else. And I also heard that James sort of worked out a lot of the shots of the High Evolutionary based off of music you sent him that you were using.
Well, I don't know if he worked out the shots, but I do know that, music is a big part of what he does. And I sent him a playlist that I came up with while I was in Vancouver shooting Peacemaker. So I'd be walking around and I came up with a playlist of certain things, thinking they would give him an idea of what I was thinking, not in any way dreaming that this is the music for it. And one of the things I sent him, I can't remember which one it was actually used in the movie. And he loved it. And the first day I filmed it, they played it out loud and it just worked. And so the composer was really very excited by when James sent him the playlist, which I was flattered he did, because he based a lot of the music around the High Evolutionary, around that selection I sent him. He was, so I felt very proud to be able to say that I have somehow affected James Gunn's music in one of his movies. That's a huge mantle. You know what I mean?
Clearly you know a thing or two about music. So I have here James Gunn's actual phone. He must have massive hands.
He does, yes.
I don't know how he doesn't butt dial everyone. But on it, he is creating a playlist of his best needle drops. I'm going to give you a needle drop from one of James Gunn's films, one of the songs he plays, and you just tell me where it ranks on here. But once they're on, they cannot move.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to start off. I'm sure you're familiar. Do you want to taste it? From Peacemaker. Where does that go for you in terms of all of the music used in James Gunn's projects?
4.
4?
Yeah.
I suppose it's quite harrowing for you now.
Yeah.
As soon as you hear that, you have to start going, oh no. Not this again.
Stop it, please. Someone stop it. Yeah.
We're going to put in the one that started it all off. Come and Get Your Love.
Yeah.
From Guardians of the
3.
Galaxy. 3. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of pressure on this already.
Yeah.
Okay. From Peacemaker Season 2, Oh Lord.
Yeah, I like that. My first thing my wife said after whatever was like, wow, the needle drops in this are great. I'll put it at, what's that, 5, 6, 7? Is this 7 total?
7, yeah. 1, 2,
I put it at 5. No, 5.
When James first announced that song, I was like, he's finally done it. He's picked a song that doesn't work. If this isn't number 1 on my Spotify most played now,
really?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. What an idiot I am thinking James did something wrong.
He doesn't make mistakes.
So this is from the Suicide Squad. Hey, Pixies.
Yeah.
Probably the most beautiful scene in that whole film.
Completely underrated. I mean, well, it wasn't underrated. People that knew. It was so freaking good. I put it right on there, oh Lord. 6, yeah.
Oh, you're really sweating.
Yeah.
You're sweating on this one.
It's tough because they're all so good.
Yeah, I'm like, when's he going to put like Aqua Barbie Girl in a film and we go, fine. Fine. We have possibly one of my favourite songs of all time, The Chain, from Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
2, yeah.
2?
No, I'll put it at 7.
Oh!
I think we're going to get a couple of even juicier ones.
We do have some juicy little numbers here.
Yeah.
From one of the best films of the year, Superman, Rocker.
Oh. Ooh. That was good. And he loved that. I guess, no, I can't change it. Put it at 2.
Put it at 2.
Put it at 2.
Which leaves, God, I wish this was the YMCA or something.
I'd feel like such a...
The right answer at number 1.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh,
yes. Yes.
He's back in the room.
Yes.
That is the right answer.
That's the right answer. Number 1.
Number 1.
Oh my God.
That moment of Groot celebrating, everyone dancing, mainly at the loss of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Mainly at my death. Yeah. Well, at the time they thought it was in it. I'm still alive in prison.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's and seeing her like when did you see that viral video of
Her
singing
crying
when
watching
she's
it.
watching it? Just so beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
And what was nice about that is because I watched it first. I think I went to the premiere and I watched it and I cried and I told Alex and she was like, "It's a fucking film about a talking raccoon. What are you doing?" She went and bawled her eyes out. I was like,
absolutely.
"Yeah, you mug."
Mug.
Yeah, mug.
Yeah.
You're actually probably going to see James before I do, so you can give him back his phone. You could.
Sorry, let me. Sorry, can I put it on silent?
Again, huge pockets, that man.
Oh, that's so funny.
Now, I did put a thing out on Instagram
For
people to ask their questions for
Great.
you, and we've got a couple here.
Okay.
So this one is from Nova, and this is the cutest person that will ever be on this channel, by the way.
Wow.
Like, you're a close second.
Second, but this is yeah. Okay.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
I know, I want to cry.
Wow, that's the voice. Oh, superpower. What would it be and why? I think. Oh,
You've
that's a
put
tough
more thought into Nova's question than you have any of mine.
I know. Nova really has to. I think Nova. I feel it's dangerous to have a superpower that influences other people's thoughts. Maybe my superpower would be, given the state we're in right now. Right now, my superpower would be completely to zenify every environment I'm around, to just put people in a zen state, just a happy state, just an appreciative state. Because if you feel good about yourself and whatever, you just don't feel the need about destroying or hurt. You know what I mean? Given the state we're in, my superpower would be like this wave thing, of zenifying everything around. You know what I mean?
It worked.
Right
when
now.
you came in the room, me and Jack were fighting. We were squabbling. Get this camera over and get this light. You came in and we're like, actually, we are friends.
We are friends.
Yeah.
That's cool. I feel that's what I do right now. Especially I have a young son and you're thinking about the world he's going to go into. I'm thinking about Nova is her name. She's going to be growing up, and wouldn't it be nice if you actually had a planet to grow up in? That'd be really nice. Yeah.
We have one here from Nate, who actually I think you've spoken to before. So,
hey, Chukwudi, it's me, Nate, from the Geek-Centric podcast here in Canada. I spoke to you back in 2023, and it was during the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 junket, which was my first ever in-person junket, and you were so warm and so gracious with your answers. And honestly, just the simple gesture of you reaching out your hand and shaking my hand and wishing me a job well done at the end of that interview is a moment that will stick with me forever. So first off, thank you. Now, the last time we talked, I asked, besides your lovely dog, Cicero, what your favorite animal was. And you said it was wild big cats, panthers. So I wanted to know, are big cats still ruling the jungle for you, or have you maybe stumbled across a new creature that's stolen your heart?
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Big cats remain cool, but I'm in such a cuddly state because of my little boy right now. So if I were to choose an animal, I'd probably have a panda or a panda, something cuddly and with lots of rolls of fat on it, like that. Yeah.
hello.
Like you, I can cuddle you.
Come here, you.
No, go on, stop it. No, like a panda, yeah, something. I'm in a cute stage, definitely. I'm such a sup. If that kid could really talk yet, he'd have a Ferrari. He could ask me for anything and be like, "No, okay."
Will it work on me? Can I have a
Yeah.
Ferrari? Oh, it was so close. It's so close.
Oh my God.
Now we've got one here, and all it says is RR. I don't know who this is, but it's come from a place called Nowhere, so we'll hear what this sounds like. RR are the initials of the person. I don't know.
Oh, look who it is. You remember me, huh? Raccoon, smart mouth, big guns, permanent emotional damage. Now, let's get one thing straight, all right? I survived your labs, your cages, your lectures about order and efficiency. And buddy, if your idea of perfection includes blowing up an entire planet because the lemur was offbeat, well, You know, maybe you should take a day off. You know, try Wordle, get a therapist. I don't know. Advice. Here's the real kicker, Mr. High Evolutionary. You didn't break me. You understand that? You didn't break me. You forged me. That's what you did. You made Rocket Raccoon. And I came out of your lab smarter, tougher, and with friends who go Nova for me. Groot, Drax, Quill, the antenna lady. Yeah. We're something called a family. You ever heard of that concept? Nah, of course you haven't. You were too busy auditioning for Worst Dad in the MCU. So, listen, thanks for the trauma, Chuckles. Really. It gave me purpose. It gave me fire. It gave me the exact right motivation to come back, steal your ship, hijack your intercom system, and say, I win, you suck, and you owe me therapy bills.
How? That is so... Well, the Rocket Raccoon.
I just want to say I'm reformed. I did go through therapy. There's nothing like a stint in intergalactic prison to make you question your choices in life. Yeah, we're supposed to have a coffee, so we have to figure that out. It'd be good to sit down and apologize in person.
Good luck with that one. And finally, we got one last one here. I don't know who that's from. Let's just...
Hi, Dan. It's Dan. I just wanted to let you know
I shouldn't have played that
you've
one.
got this, man.
Let me turn this on. I wasn't meant to play this one.
Tom Holland, oh God, he absolutely loved you. Your shirt game.
How do I turn this one off?
Stop.
There you go. Phew. Oh, good. That was awkward. Yeah, we'll cut that bit out. Sorry.
You've got this, Dan. You can.
Oh God, I listen to that once every hour. Really, I do.
That was brilliant. Oh my God.
Well, we've gone through a lot of your VHS tapes. We've talked about your childhood traumas with Poltergeist. We're getting you in James Bond now. You might owe me a meal if you're Brainiac.
Yes.
But
I'll give you a pint if the James Bond thing happens also. So pint and a meal.
Oh, bloody hell. This is
your
right.
lucrative afternoon for you.
I might just start listing off films and go, can you get me a Mars bar if you're in the new Narnia? Yeah. But so we've hit rewind on a lot of films. I want to hit fast forward now. Out of all of the films that are coming out, what is the one you are most excited to see?
Oh, that's a tough one. Dune 3.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see that. I just saw my wife showed me a trailer of the reboot of Anaconda with Jack Black and Paul. I have to say I laughed a lot.
Give that to me now.
That'll be fun. I think maybe we can double watch that. Go watch that. But like
hands down.
Hands down. But no, I'm very excited about. Like I said, there's no joke about Denis. I'd love to see what he does next and all that. Yeah.
Well, Bud, I hate to say it, that's all we got time for.
That's it.
That's the tapes rewound. The credits rolled. I'm a very, very happy movie dweeb.
I am a very happy guest. Thank you for having me. You know, you've been a real gift to me also. Honestly.
Stop it.
Really, you were one of the first that, I'm just saying this to the audience, anyone that has a chance to be interviewed by this guy, it's always fun. And he makes you feel very heard and very seen, you know, which is very important, you know. So thank you.
Stop it, you. But thank you so much for joining me on Total Rewind. You're an absolute icon. I love that. And I'll drop you a DM. You can get James Gunn on.
And I'll get you my Zelle details for the payment for this.
Yeah. Run.